Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to my week 4 update for my weight loss. This week's been going extremely well. I've only had a couple hiccups throughout the week. One of the things I did do is I did have pizza for lunch twice this week. Once was from a customer, the other one was in store, and yeah, I enjoyed it. But overall, I've been keeping mainly to the 24-hour fasting, and that's been a regular thing. It's something I'm kind of doing on the weekends, but the weekends are mine. So if I want a little bit of something for breakfast, I'll eat yogurt and berries, maybe some fried eggs or something like that. Natural fats and protein base, as I mentioned before. I wanted to start off with something that got my weight loss started, and this is the very key to getting weight loss started. And in my opinion, you're gonna need some decent footwear. And the average footwear that's being sold on the market now is for people around 150 to 200 pounds. So if you're over 300 pounds, you're getting into 400 pounds, you're talking some serious problems with trying to find some decent footwear. So you might have 10 or 12 pairs of shoes like I do, work boots, different types of insoles that you really don't need. You just need to find the company that sells the right product. Well, after a bunch of research online, I started looking into some sneakers made specifically for people with edema and specifically for people that are overweight. And without these, I would not have been able to get a kickstart on doing anything at all, because I was just unable to walk and get exercise or do daily functions, even like go to work. So what I have here is a pair of Skechers Go Walk, and they have several different styles of these, and they also have the styles like this other pair. This is just a regular style. This is for people that are anywhere from 250 to 300 pounds and under, and these are a great shoe. So the difference in the two shoes is the uppers here, and I'll show you right here. You pull on this, you see the flexibility there? It's got really good flexibility, so I can get a swollen foot in and out of this shoe without a problem, and the sides stretch out really nicely. And the soles themselves, they're built to handle a heavy person's weight. And now that I'm able to get my swelling under control, these shoes are working out fantastic because they cut my heel a little bit better. They give me a little bit more ankle support. This part here is a lot stiffer. And also these uppers, this is a lot stiffer too. It doesn't stretch anything like the other pair. So the other pair, as you can see, super elastic. Just really elastic and stretchy. And this pair here, this is what average everyday people wear. It's a bit stiffer, and it holds on a lot tighter to your foot, and they're both quality shoes. These are both from Skechers. These both carry the Go Walk logo on them. But if you have edema or swelling feet, you really need to focus on this pair right here. I got these at the Skechers store here in downtown Anchorage, and I haven't been so happy for a long time, because my work boots they're just too much for me to wear, and they're a bit too heavy right now, and they cause me a lot of pain and discomfort. But the good news is I can walk around and someone like a normal person now, and go places and do a lot more things. The other thing I did want to mention is that I am a CPAP user, and because of my horrific weight gain and my really thick neck, I was having a lot of obstructive sleep apnea. During the process of trying to get that all figured out, I had to get a CPAP, and my pressure was kind of high because I'm a big guy, and I had some pretty severe obstructive apneas plus central apneas to go along with it. And all of that kind of compounded into what I became at the beginning of this series of videos here. So, but now we're doing much better. We're on week 4. And the good news as far as my CPAP therapy goes is that my pressure was, before it was on average of around 17 to 18, and that's on an auto setting. And if you're not familiar with what a CPAP does, it just opens up your airways so I can so I can breathe and sleep a little bit more naturally. And it does work. I get a lot better sleep with that. But with the current weight loss that I've been having, my pressure has dropped, which is fantastic. That means I'm sleeping better. That means my airway is opening, and I'm able to breathe a little bit more normal. Being able to roll around in bed if I want to toss and turn one side to the other has improved dramatically. So my hips are no longer hurting. On week 4, my knees don't hurt, which is a great thing. My ankles and the bottom of my heels have been giving me a little bit of problems, especially if I'm walking around on a concrete floor for an extended period of time. It doesn't take much time at all, about maybe an hour to an hour and a half, and my feet are on fire. Right now, what I believe it is that since my body's losing weight, my joints and my ligaments and my tendons, they're all just trying to go back into place. And this is going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of effort to get everything, back to where it needs to be. Right now, my knees have improved, and my ankles, and there's a lot of nerve endings that are in your feet. So I think what's happening is, since I don't have all that direct weight pushing down on my feet, things just don't feel right and they hurt. So, and I think this is going to get better the more weight I lose. I'm not trying to hurry up the process too dramatically right now. I'm just trying to get my body to readjust to some extra weight loss. And one thing I did do as an experiment in the shop is I took some heavy items, one in each hand, and at first I used 2 big heavy jugs of fluid, and I started walking around the shop with those. And I noticed something weird. I was like, my feet don't hurt, because I just added that weight back on, and that's where my body felt normal. So adding the extra weight back on and walking around with feet that hurt and ankles that hurt actually alleviated some of the pain. And I did tell a coworker about this, because I was gimping around because my right ankle just yesterday was giving me fits. It was extremely hard for me to walk. I was limping around real hard. And I said, hey man, just watch this. And I went and I grabbed 2 batteries. And I'm just walking around with batteries in each hand, and I'm walking just fine. And he looked at me, he's like, wow, dude, that's something else, because you've been limping around all day. Another thing I found out quite accidentally is when I was working on the wife's Jeep and I was climbing inside the vehicle, I was able to move around and get inside places a lot easier without being completely out of breath or feeling too uptight or cramped in the process. So I was incredibly happy with that. And I've also been getting a lot of comments and questions about what's going on with me, what's going on with my weight. It's becoming dramatically obvious on the exterior that I'm losing weight to my customers. So my customers are constantly asking me, hey man, what are you doing to do that? I might need a little help myself. You give me some advice. And I don't try to give this advice as like it's perfect science, because it's not. Everybody's different. But once you become morbidly obese, you have to do something, period. You have to do something. And in order to get this process kicked off correctly, you have to have a rock solid plan. Don't just, I'm just going to try this out for a day or two and then just forget it the next day, because that's how you come back to being morbidly obese. And usually you come back twofold. So whatever you lost, say you lost 40, 50 pounds, man, you might gain 80 pounds back. That's scary. Don't do that. The whole overall process is to let your body rest, let things rejuvenate, and let your body restore itself, natural state. And you're not doing that just, to your stomach, your chest, your overall weight. You're doing that for your entire body. This is a lifestyle change. I'm feeling a difference, and I like this lifestyle. And now when I go to the store, like I had to replace my barbecue sauce today because I was using Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. And yeah, barbecue sauce has got sugar, but the problem was the type of sweetener they were using. On the bottle, their very first ingredient, high fructose corn syrup. Now I've loved Baby Ray's for years. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, all their barbecue sauces. Now their sugar-free barbecue sauce has sucralose. Now, sucralose is just another fancy way to poison us. So we just, read your labels carefully and stay away from stuff that you can't pronounce and you don't understand. I said if you read products information and ingredients on the back of the package and it requires you to do a Google search, chances are you might not want to be consuming that product. Food colorings is another thing. The majority of food colorings that are out there on the market today are made from oil-based, petroleum-based products, and when heated up over a certain temperature, they become carcinogenic. So if you consume something that's been heated up to a certain temperature and it becomes carcinogenic, well, you're just inviting all kinds of basic cancers, especially colon cancer. And colon cancer is going to be on the rise in the next 20 or 30 years because of all of our food being so overly processed. It's disturbing. You find out all of the side effects to this particular food coloring, and it causes cancer. So yeah, why not? Let's eat some more. Red Bull energy drinks, Monster energy drinks, all that stuff. Garbage. Drink water. Just water. That's how I'm doing this, is I'm drinking just water. I drink coffee that's black. I don't add any sugars. I don't add any crazy creamers. We're not doing anything fancy to my morning coffee. We're just drinking it black in the morning. Not a big deal, okay? So anyways, let's get on and see what's going to happen on the scale today. Okay, week 4, stepping on the scale. Let's see if we lost any weight this week. Okay, so far so good. Well, okay, there you have it. I'm sitting at around 380. I started this journey at about 435, and that was 4 weeks ago. I'm pretty freaking happy right now. Another thing I wanted to mention before we get out of here is that this is kind of how I gauge my size here, as far as how many inches I've lost. Now, I started this journey and I was on this hole right here on my belt, and now I'm down to the 5th hole, and right there. And quite a while back I was down all the way to here. That's a long way to go still. So I got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got about 6 more holes to go on this belt before I can get down to where I was before I started gaining weight. And I didn't really start gaining that weight until about maybe 3-4 years ago was when I started putting the weight back on. So yeah, I got a little ways to go. I'm thoroughly happy with my progress thus far, and I plan on keeping going, and I also plan on keeping you guys updated every week. So if you haven't followed along and you want to know a little bit more about what I've done, please follow along with the videos that I've done previously. That'll give you good insight. Fasting works. The 5-day water fast that I did initially to get everything started was a great thing to do. The 24-hour, the intermittent fastings, and taking breaks on the weekends really works. I mean, I'm not doing anything special here. I'm not Superman. I'm not the amazing fat man. I'm just a guy out here living a normal life, just trying to make a change for myself, and it's impacting my children in ways you wouldn't imagine. That they didn't know if I was coming or going. The wife didn't know if I was gonna, I might not wake up in the morning. My sleep apnea was so bad. Since I started getting some help there, that's improved. But then my weight started pounding on, just boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden I went from, about 350 pounds, and all of a sudden I was almost 435 pounds. And as you see, I use a spring scale, so it's not completely accurate, but this week we're going to call the weight about 380, and we're going to see that's about a 10-pound weight loss from last week. That's fantastic. I wasn't expecting 10 pounds. I wasn't trying to lose 10 pounds, and it just happened. So some of that's water weight, some of that's fat loss here in the gut. I'm definitely losing inches right here in the belly. I'm able to bend over a lot easier now. Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of things I can do. I can even get in my wife's Jeep, and I'm somewhat comfortable. That's great. Jeeps are small. They're fun to drive, but they're small. And they're not meant for fat guys that are almost 6'2". So anyways, guys, I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe, all that stuff. Comment down below. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions. Always let me know your thoughts and opinions. That helps me out a lot. That gives me motivation. And I will be seeing you guys next week, hopefully with some good news and some minor improvements. And we'll see where we can go from there. Thanks a bunch. See you in the next one.